My next two guests, they're on the phone. They just call in. I love it. I love it when people call in on time. You know, they don't have to talk, but I love to talk anyway, so I'm good. One is the director of operations, which means that person runs things, and the lead creator for the Naturalista Moji team, and the other person, the CEO of the Naturalista Moji team. Please welcome to Money Making Conversation, Alex Okafor and Rynae Lindsey.
Hi, thank you for having us.
Hello, thank you. Happy to be on.
Alex, you just blasted right in front of you, man. That's how it is all the time, man. You know, you just.
Hey, it's ladies first. Always.
Oh, you gonna do it like that, huh? Because man, she didn't care about you, brother. Hi, how you doing? I thought she's on that phone by herself there for a minute. But it's beautiful because y'all working to change lives here. So first of all, before I get started, we got two great breaks to talk about, so take your time. How did you two get together?
Alex, you can speak on that.
Okay, sure.
She's so nice. She's so nice.
For sure.
Okay, Alex,
Sure.
speak on that, please. Speak on that, please.
Sure. So we met. I want to say this is like we're looking at like maybe 10 years ago. In Oakland, California, at an outing in the evening, and we remained very, very good friends, and got friendlier over the years, and so now I'm happy to count her as to be the lucky man in her life, and she's obviously a wonderful woman to have in my life. So yes, we're looking. We've been in a relationship for a long time now, and just been a blessing for sure.
Okay, cool. Now, Rynae, can you tell me how y'all actually met? You know, give me a little more energy. That little half story he told me, I felt like I was watching Black Panther. You know, we met in Oakland.
That's a true story. We met in Oakland at a poetry night, and
there you go. See, Love Jones. Come on now.
Love Jones. It was kind of like Love Jones. Yeah, we just engaged in some really interesting conversation, and so we decided to keep in touch, and the rest is history.
Okay. Keep in touch. How did you guys stay in touch? How does that work? How did that work? Because he was playing basketball, correct, at the time? Was he not?
He was, and you know what's interesting is he ended up playing in Europe at a time that I was moving to Europe, and so we both lived in Europe for a few years, so it worked out.
Okay, now where about in Europe did you move to, and where about in Europe were you playing, Alex?
I moved to London, and then
I was in Germany at the time initially, but I moved throughout Europe. I was in Germany, I was in France, Luxembourg, back to France. So I moved a little bit.
Well, France, you know, you were just a train ride away. You know, you could just take a boat, right? You could swim.
Exactly.
You could swim to your love from France. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was kind of nice. We would like meet on the weekends in Paris. You know, it was kind of movie-esque.
Paris is one of my favorite cities, by the way. I love Mr. Paris. Now, don't you talk about the boy in Paris? I've been to Paris a couple of times. You know what I'm saying? Got me photos. I got photos in Paris. So
hey, I'm sure you got some stories too, though. Huh?
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? I always tell people this. You know, you live a good life. You know, I live a good life. I don't say lived a good life. And when I look back my life, I would have moved to Paris. It's such a really cool cultural environment. Just the language, the food, the city, and the fact when you're in France, you can go everywhere. You can experience everything. So that's a reason I wanted to talk about that, because of the fact that worldliness that you guys have, to be able to have seen the world, you from a standpoint of playing in different countries and physically, and from an athletic standpoint, and from I have to say an entrepreneur standpoint, and then you moving to London, getting to experience that lifestyle. Then you brought it back to the United States. Talk to about that.
Sure. So in the summers, regardless of whether or not I was playing in Europe or Asia or wherever, my home base is Bay Area, California, and I was fortunate to have that be Rynae's home base as well, where a lot of her family is, and so we'd be able to kind of sustain that relationship in the meantime. And I think from an entrepreneurial standpoint, I always wanted to get my hands involved in something, see what I could learn about, what I could work to create in the off season. You know, I didn't want to reduce myself to just being an athlete. I was privileged to have a good education, to have a lot of friends who are doing a lot of exciting things, and they kind of inspired me to want to create and build and think about the next chapter of my life personally. And I'll allow Rynae to speak for herself concerning her professional track.
Come on, Renee. Big talker. Come on, big talker. Come on.
Well, I interpreted the question a little bit differently. I was thinking in terms of Naturalista Moji, and the way that my experience in different spaces influenced my thought processes on the reason that it was created. And it's just kind of like looking around and observing the interaction that Black people have all over the world and how it's not really unique to America, right? That we are other and that we're not really represented. And I would say that kind of stuck with me throughout. But no matter where I go, it always seems as though Black women are, viewed as other, like not highlighted as the beautiful ones. And so that's kind of like what triggered our thought process on the project.
Okay, cool. So now you guys are team members on this project. It's the Naturalistic Moji. Talk to us about that.
Naturalista Moji.
Naturalista. I apologize. Naturalista Moji. Okay, cool. Help me out now. Project, and how did this start?
Okay, yeah, I can take that one. So kind of like what I was getting on earlier, it started from conversations amongst friends about the lack of representation that we see about Black people, Black women in particular, in the media and images about beauty and things like that, and also from observations that were made during playdates with our nieces around the engagement that they had with dolls and the way that it influenced the way that they see themselves. And then conversations with some of my older nieces about some of the challenges that they feel as Black girls growing up in spaces that are primarily occupied by non-Black people, living in the Bay Area. And then the messaging that accompanies that, right? And so we both had a desire. We both are really close to our nieces, and so had a strong desire to influence positively the way that they see themselves and the way that they interact with the world. And so, just like I was saying, reflections about the harsh realities that Black women and girls are often excluded in conversations around beauty and worth and desirability. So we really wanted to do something that was made with Black women as the focus. And then particularly with the Naturalista Moji project being in a digital space is to carve a digital space for Black women to be celebrated that was free from intrusion. So that was truly ours. So if you look at our emojis, it's us. Like it's for us, it's by us, with us in mind. And it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, one of my producers, she sent it to me. She, Rushion, you gotta have him on the show. Look at this. This is so cool. This is so cool. And what age group are you looking at? What age group are you trying to brand these emojis to?
Oh, sure. I'll take that. The unique thing about it is there's a little bit of something for everyone.
Absolutely.
So, yes, for sure. The idea was to make it playful enough that, young kids, and, this is obviously up to parents at what time they expose their children to screens and things of that nature, but young kids could have an appeal. And what we did, which we thought would be very important, in as much as, some of the lead ladies on the creative side had influence, we were sure to check in with our nieces, and in my case, my daughter, to make sure it passed the cool factor. You know what I mean? So that it had an appeal that was fairly broad, and we wanted little Black girls to be able to see themselves in these characters, and obviously millennial. The millennial age group is an age group that obviously we have a close connection to, seeing as though we're part of it. So I think we wanted to make sure it was broad-reaching and that the emoji spoke to them. So we were intentional about making sure that the unique value proposition was the 3D characters that really popped and showed our melanin, rich skin complexions, and our Afro-textured hair. Kind of to work to affirm us.
Right. My daughter, she's 21, and she's into gamification, into artwork. And so I'm gonna make sure she. So you talked about content. You talked about a team. I know you two are the two visionaries. Let's talk about that. Let's transition a little bit to the content team. How does that work?
Sure. So initially, when we first started to kind of conceive of the project,
yes, sir,
we knew that we needed some support from like a developer.
Yes, sir.
We had a lot of creative people on our team that had ideas and that can kind of chart that course on the creative side, but we knew that we needed support from a developer. And so what we did is we tapped a former alumni at my school at Princeton by the name of Moyo Okome. He's a brother who's been in the app world for a long time. He's had great success, and so we tapped him. And he's become much of a mentor of sorts for me over the years. And he has a group called the App Magic Crew, and his company was
shout out App Magic.
Yes, shout out App Magic. His company was who we worked with to put the project together. And then from the creative side, it was primarily the ladies taking the lead for curating the look and the design. And internally, we have a designer. So that made it much easier. From there, it was just mostly conceptualizing and we call like UI and UX. So the design and making sure that it's just a sleek product that's easy to use and iterating. And the rest is history. We were able to chart a course for launch.
Now, everybody has a good idea, okay? And then this is tied to emotion. I can hear in Renee's voice. This is really a passion. I'm not saying, you got passion. You always say you have a daughter. And I was, my daughter's the same way. I want to have a better life than I had. Now, I'm looking at your Instagram account. I went to it, and I see these different images. And just walk me through how do you post? And when you do post on your Instagram account, what are you trying to achieve on your Instagram account?
Yeah, we can both take that one, and you can chime in. We really look for things that celebrate Black people.
Yeah, because it says Black women are amazing, so we created a 3D emoji app and accessories in your honor, and that's one of the bylines on it. I'm just trying to expand. When I invite individuals on my show, I'm just trying to promote. I'm trying to promote and let everybody have a clear understanding of what you bring to the table, which got me excited because everybody that comes on my show is a relationship. You and I are in a relationship now. My relationship is to expand your brand and to promote your brand. And I see this is so cool when I'm looking at these various different women, the size type, color tones, hairstyles are different. It means that African-American women beauty or Black women beauty comes in all type. That's what I took away from this Instagram account.
Yeah. I mean, Black women are the target demographic. Because like I was saying, there's a lack of affirmation of Black beauty in just the general media. And so we like to take this opportunity to show in this social media space that, we are beautiful, and we deserve to be celebrated in all of our tones and hair textures and all of the differences that we have, different styles, different bone structure, and it's all beautiful.
We'll be right back with more. Hi, this is Rushion McDonald. You're listening to Money Making Conversations. On the phone is the Director of Operations and Lead Curator and the CEO of Naturalista. Did I say it right, team? Lista.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay. That actually sounds a lot cooler now than I was saying Lista. So I'm a fan now. I'm a fan. Lista. Alex Okafor and Rynae. And Rynae is spelled Rynae, Lindsey. So, you guys have a gala coming up. Tell me about that gala and how can Rushion McDonald help promote it besides this show?
Sure.
Through social media. Hey, man, use me, okay?
Oh, sure. So, I guess the bigger picture, what we wanted to do is consistent with the mission of Naturalista is we have a larger brand called Win for the Culture. And so Naturalista actually falls under the umbrella of Win for the Culture. And Win for the Culture, the brand is similar. It's to work to create spaces and experiences and content, products and services that kind of work to affirm and connect and empower, Black people. And so we've partnered and we've done a number of events. And we have our upcoming annual gala in the Bay Area, California, coming up on February 2nd of next year. So right at the start of Black History Month. So it's going to be a special time. And what we're going to do is we're going to partner with some small businesses to kind of celebrate some of the work that people are doing to blaze trails, for those generations to come. And so it's a really special event hosted by our parent company that we are also executive members of. And, it's called the Black Renaissance Gala in East Bay, California, Berkeley. So we're really excited about that.
Okay, what got it started? Everybody comes with an idea. My idea was the Neighborhood Awards, and it was about uplifting the community and recognizing what I consider the real stars in the community, that are the entrepreneurs. What launched this idea? And I always say that because a lot of people have ideas, and then the ideas they are either fear or improper planning. It never goes anywhere. Your idea was tied to emotion. You're in the Bay Area, which seems fittingly the right place to launch it. Talk to me about that.
Yeah. It was just reflections about things that we wanted to see, and we felt maybe a level of dissatisfaction that we tended to be afterthoughts in a lot of the conversations. Whether it was the case with the Naturalista Moji or creating spaces where Black people can feel whole and affirmed or recognized, we seem to always be kind of a footnote in these conversations. And rather than waiting on other people to create things for us or being disappointed with what they do for us, we figure, why don't we start to produce these things? Why don't we create the things that we want to see? And so we were very strategic. You mentioned, having proper planning. We were very strategic in assembling, a team of qualified people who work in a number of different sectors and areas. And we started with an ideation process. From an ideation process, and went to writing down thoughts. And then we started getting to action. And so we're unique. The privilege that we have is our close family. Our team is constituted of close family and friends, and they have unique insights. So, for example, one of our lead curators, Faith Onwusa, she has a history of curating and design, and she works on that. My older sister has been the creative director for our team. My brothers are in sales and business development, respectively. And so, provided with Renee's operations background and my kind of role as an entrepreneur and strategist, it's made for a beautiful combination. So we just, it always starts with ideation. Then we go to strategy. We think about what it takes, how much money, how much time, how much effort, and we start to piece things together. And we didn't go for home runs out the gate. We kind of slowly but surely worked our way up. So we did, smaller events and smaller gatherings. We partnered with other people until we felt confident, like we could really do something special.
Cool. I'm looking at your website right now, which is really cool. Now you have a chat now. Okay, that's unusual and a good thing because you want to communicate with the people who come to your site. Well, what initiated that thought process on your website?
Oh, are you speaking about the chat?
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes, for sure. What we found is,
Because they even mentioned me. Is this Rushion McDonald? Right there, go. How can I help you? Got my little avatar right there, and they go, Rushion, is that yes? That's me. I say yes, that's me. Sure. Chat now. Well, you start talking, brother. So I'll be doing my little homework team. It's a really cool site. So let's talk about why, because there's a lot of websites. I don't have a chat now on my website. Okay, so why did you guys decide to do chat now? Because that sounds really cool.
Yes. One thing that we found is we were a bit overwhelmed. So the good thing about the project and the fact that people were really interested in the things that we have going on is that there's a lot of people reaching out. Sometimes they're reaching out with questions. Sometimes they're reaching out just to say hello or to tell us that they appreciate it. If you see our e-commerce shop, you'll notice that we have a lot of unique products. Sometimes they have inquiries about products. And just in terms of bandwidth, it was very difficult for us to manage it. You know what I mean? To manage it all. And so this was another medium as opposed to having to respond to maybe, a backlog of hundreds of emails. We figured, why don't we make chat available? And to the extent that one of us is available during a time, we can all just kind of offer our support, kind of in real time. So if somebody's interested in a product on our website, wants to buy, one of our unique products, we'd be able to answer some questions. And we felt like that'd be an easier way to kind of facilitate communication, because a lot of times that can be the difference between securing a sale and, having an unhappy customer. And we really wanted to be able to satisfy the customer's request.
Well, I love it because you're the customer service, and that's what leads to long-term success. I just forwarded just to my daughter so she can see it because, like I said, this is really cool. And I'm marketing as we speak. I'm a bad man, Alex. I'm a bad man, brother. Because
we appreciate
this is really cool. So you talked about the gala. Now that's the Bay Area. So do you send out? Is it cool to promote it nationally, or is it just focused in that California area?
Yes. So the in terms of a physical presence, obviously there's limitations. We have we do have the gala in the Bay Area, California. But one thing that's unique is that we are partnering with national companies. So we're in some preliminary discussions with potential sponsors. And
there you go.
So long as you support the mission, we welcome the support. From a national perspective, from a sponsorship that we're providing resources, maybe to support or recognize. We call them public spotlights.
Right.
In which case we recognize local, nonprofits and people who are doing really good work to trailblaze paths. So you could sponsor a scholarship or an award in your company's honor. So So really, it's about mission alignment as much as even more so than demographic or geographic location.
Mm-hmm. Now, the reason I say this is because I'm excited. Okay, this feels like a multi-day event. I'm already promoting. I'm already producing the event. A multi-day event because of the fact that it's about the culture, but it's also about education. Now, is it just a gala? Are you eventually gonna go to vendors and another day? Hey, look, Essence in New Orleans. Why can't you guys be in the Bay Area? Why can't you guys do what they do in the Bay Area? Come on now.
Exactly.
That's the ultimate goal.
Exactly.
Long term goal.
No.
Yes,
It can be short. I'm telling you something.
said,
It can be short. It can be short. Believe me, you guys on my show. Okay, you're on my show because you're a recognizable brand. I'm just telling you, this is what I love about your project and your concept and what you're doing. It's tied to emotion. See, once you tie something to emotion, people become passionate about it. So when you say down the line is this year. This year, just start adding. Just add a little bit to it. Like I said, you just add one day, you add one thought, because you are tapping in. That's why I say I immediately forwarded this to my daughter. I knew about it, and I'm going through the website. I'm looking at your social media, and every time I turn, I see there's no specific. Like you look at the Victoria's Secret fashion show. Every girl came down that aisle was looked like she needed to eat. Okay, everybody came down needed to eat something. Eat a lot. And then eat a lot. Why are you not eating? Are you hungry, girl? Eat hungry. They try to. And so when I look at your site, I see the range, which means that anybody who comes to your event or comes to your brand will feel comfortable. And I think that's very key to what I'm trying to say is that you speak. This is no different than Black Girls Rock. There's no difference than Essence Festival. Okay, and I know Essence because Essence took the music out of Essence Music Festival because I recommended it. So I'm a guy that's telling you I know what I'm talking about. I created the Hoodie Awards, which came to Neighborhood Awards, which tracked over 150,000 people to the city of Atlanta, and for 16 consecutive years, it was sold out. So when I come to the Bay Area, I know the Bay Area. I used to participate in the Black Comedy Explosion down there. I made the finals down there in 1992. So I know that area and I know how it works. So just know this advice to me, and you can take me on as a mentor, a guy you can call.
For sure.
Okay, listen to me when I tell you this. You have an emotional event. Emotional events, you have to capitalize on them because of the fact that so many people don't know. And once you're the aha event. You understand what I'm saying? Oh my God, you're the oh my God event. Oh, that's so relatable. Can I bring my daughter? Can I bring? And you have multiple generations, I'm sure, coming to your event. The daughter, the mom, and the grandmama. That's what your event is. And I'm not saying you don't see that because Renee's pretty smart and you're an exceptionally gifted guy who went to Princeton. So that's a lot of intellect happening here. So I'm just saying from a marketing and a branding standpoint, you guys have something special. Just blow it up on the West Coast. Take it to the next level. And I have no problem offering my advice. No, this is free of charge here. Call me and I advise you to get there. Okay? Because you guys have something special.
We appreciate that.
I appreciate you. Let's just step back here. Okay? This ain't my vision. I didn't think of this great idea. You're affecting young people, and I love it because of the fact that you're saying you're speaking the truth to say, hey, this is an underserved, undervalued core group that should be recognized. We've lived all over this world, and African American women or Black women are underappreciated. And time to stop.
Right.
That's right. That's right.
Stop. We got emojis. And we're doing it.
That's right.
And so you got a gala. What's the date of that gala? February 5th. That's the gala date.
February 2nd. February 2nd. And we would love to have you. We know
I'm going to try to put that on my calendar.
Man.
I'll be committing to a lot of stuff. My staff go, Rushion, how you going to go to all these different places? But guess what? I go to places I love. Hey, my man, Alex, Rynae, thank you for coming on the show. You got my support long term and definitely short term, okay?